Tight moon. What's it? Oh, it looks like today's my birthday. The year went by so quickly. Then I'll meet you again next year. Happy birthday, Akia! September 22nd is Akia's birthday. Happy birthday. So, with that, we're going to do the last extra story. Right? I think you have to look through here. These are really nice art, by the way. This one's cute. But, we go all the way here. Special story. Drinking. Dreaming Moon. This is the last special story. Ariko! Tohno, you bastard! The man's scream split the dark, engulfing the city streets. Arika, running by my side, was sent flying by one merciless punch from Ark. She'd taken advantage of that one instant opening earlier when Ariko's hair had shot past us. Even though I glanced at my lost friend, I couldn't stop moving. My true friend, always by my side throughout this running battle, had finally died. Don't just kill him off! But your sacrifice won't be in vain, Arihiko. Wiping tears from my eyes or pretending to, I ran faster. I can't let myself be caught by them here. Or if I am, then it'll be like everything else. There already been too much love comedy crap. I won't take any more of this. I'm going to sit down and have a nice quiet cup of tea on the veranda. I will. I want to have one day, all day, to just quietly sit around trimming my bonsai. For that goal, even if it costs me everything, I need to escape those girls. But I lost my hiding place in the Inoue house and lost my human shield as well. Even so, I kept running. My will is firm. Damn it. It's the festival disc. They said as if that's a reason to go crazy. Even while cursing, I didn't pause in my surveillance of my surroundings. For the moment, I don't see anyone. I told Shiki dropped limply. My body felt heavy and my heart beating like mad. All the fatigue from having run all the way here from the town pressed down on my heart. My surroundings were quiet, but I could feel my own labored, breathing crushed that silence. I looked around again. Now that I was looking, I could tell that I was back on the Tohno stage. There was a small plaza near the edge of the Tohno mansion grounds. Without thinking, I came running to this place, filled with the memories of my childhood. The winds of autumn blew lightly past me. Looking up while trying to catch my breath, I saw the perfect circle of the full moon sketched against the night. The light filtered through the trees, casting specks on the ground. The season already autumn. While some traces of summer remain, preparation for winter have already begun. The melancholic season. These festival days have finally begun to flicker in the shadows of their ending. Drinking, dreaming moon. Last side story. Another look around me. I sighed. It seemed that somehow I managed to conceal myself from those five. I leaned slowly against a tree. There, I took a brief rest. Soon they'll come. Before that happens, I got to recover some of my strength. What the hell is with that next short story? Just remember the script contest made my head hurt. No matter what, I got to escape that. I put on one hand on my chest, closed my eyes, and took a deep breath. Doing so, I remembered the girls as they were just a little while ago. Having stripped off and thrown away the costume from the previous short story, but for some reason, keeping cat ears on as she drew close, Ark. Blocking Ark path, asked her to protect me, CL-senpai. She's alright, I thought for a moment, but then I noticed she was holding a dangerous weapon called the Gospel According to Thomas, or something. Whether she was joking or whether she was completely serious, of her there's no telling. Even more incomprehensible was Akia. For some reason, she was wearing a skimpy bikini. It was like some sort of cosplay, but I have no idea which one. If I knew which one, I could at least plan countermeasures. Then spurring when the confusion were two Hisues. Of course, one of them was the real Hisue, and the other was Kohaku-san in disguise. In the past, it was sometimes impossible to tell them apart, but not anymore. Both their disguises and their insides. Hisue is becoming more like Kohaku-san, and Kohaku-san also starting to show her feelings clearly. Normally this would be a good thing, but not in those circumstances. No way could I be happy about this. Even worse, they've both been cooking. Probably that's the joke. Dangerous. Way too dangerous. At the sudden awareness of the danger, far greater than the fighting that rages in the city, I begin to shiver. You two, do you really want to be dehorned that much? Unconsciously, I shouted. When I did, the two girls drew closer. Hurriedly, I shut my mouth. There's 10 nights in total, so wouldn't it be fine to have 2 stories each? No matter how much poison I spew in my heart, the situation won't improve one bit. Arihiko, trade with me. If I thinking, I begged for help from my best friend. I had gone to heaven during the earlier battle downtown. Of course, it didn't help. That punk, he should have been just a little better shield for me. Automatically, I started complaining about that friend. But no, that didn't improve things one bit either. I really got to start thinking seriously about my next escape route now. Can't use Arihiko's house anymore. Because I fled from the city, the school building might be an unexpected good place. However, under this brilliant moon, it's impossible to use any route to the school. What can I do? Should I believe that hide in plain sight cliche and try to hide right here? Or there are multiple people here with animal-like instincts, so I should try to come up with a real plan. What's so? Sound. Crap. Oh my god. Shiki! Meow. Instant delay in judgment was fatal. Still wearing the cat ears and acting very happy, Art dove at me from the side. Damn. I attempted to twist aside, but my tired body wouldn't move as I wish. Dunk, dunk. Just before Art's hands reached me, a scripture drove between us, as if to ward off her hands. It brushed my hair as it passed, and for some reason, I got a whiff of something burning. Right after, a dark shadow dropped before my eyes, facing Art. Oh, we haven't seen her in a while. Power CL. Nice. You think this is a fan-made story? This is starting to feel like a fan-made story. From the English translation team, of course. That's what it feels like, because it's pretty ridiculous so far. Senpai, Tohno-kun, I'll be done in a minute, okay? For just a second, as she flashed a smile at me, Senpai was incredibly beautiful. It's just that smile shouldn't go with the weapon she was holding. I automatically took a step back. After that, we can take our time, right? Saying only that, she slowly turned her face towards Arc. Her pink tongue slowly slid across her upper lip. Senpai, there's no porn allowed right now. Yeah, this has to be the English translation Easter egg. During my distraction, I take in one step, then another, back. I glance to the sides. Unfortunately, there's only one path left open for me. Didn't do but flee towards the mansion. Summoning my strength, I ran off as fast as I could. Shiki-sama! My body, which had started to flee again, instantly froze. I heard too a Hisue voice in perfect harmony. Ha! I couldn't help but sigh. I didn't want to look, but I still turned in that direction. Oh my god. Sure enough, two Hisue stood there. Furthermore, each of them are holding forth a platter and overflowing with strange things that were definitely not food. Should I run? No, of course I run, but where to? Boom! Bam! Screech! From behind me, as if to mimic my thoughts, came the disturbing sound of battle. The Hisue took another step, closing the distance. Sliding forward, they came. Pushing back by their spirit, I slowly backpedaled. Dump. My back ran into a tree. I couldn't retreat anymore. Stop! Hisue! Stop making those eyes! Or rather, both of you, please stop looking at me like that! Do I really have to eat that? If I eat, you're stopped, right? If I eat? I finally surrendered. But somehow, having it turn out like this gave a somewhat refreshing feeling. I don't have to run anymore. I can just take a nice nap. Actually, just fainting though. Those thoughts fogged my mind. But, what are you doing to my Nissan? I heard Akia's voice from above. Next, a lightning bolt. Lightning bolt? Aw, it's not Akia in her swimsuit, bro. It's a bath towel. Nissan, you idiot! As my consciousness faded, the last thing I saw was a demon girl wearing a tiger striped bikini. Who's the demon girl? So that was your cosplay, huh? Black smoke puffed up from my lips and I collapsed. Oh, that's Akia's cosplay. Tiger stripe bikini. Okay. Huh? I woke up in the same place. A dream? Don't tell me it was all a dream. Me and that stupid cliche. I shook my head in amazement. I look around. Reveal no signs of anyone else. Just me sitting in the middle of the clearing. Seems like I fell asleep during a rest break. If I don't run, I thought, but because of the weariness permitting my body, it was just too much trouble to move. I look up at the moon. Ah, the moon shining as beautifully as always. Light gusts of wind coolly caressed my face and rustled the leaves of the trees. I don't know why, but my heart felt calm. It's already been a full month since the start of the festival period in mid-August. Ever since then, I don't think there's been a time I felt this restful in my heart. It's been just one crazy event after another. Amidst this quiet, those days seem very distant. Not that I dislike this sort of tumult. Arc innocence, Akia jealousy, Seo-senpai kindness, Kaku-san smile, Hisue dedication. I love them all, and I think they love me as well. But just a little. Yo, Shiki, what are you doing here? Not with the other todays. A familiar voice reached my ears. Is this Arahiko? Opened my eyes and looked straight ahead. At the edge of the clearing, there stood one-time murderer. Calmly standing there, and long hair. Oh, it's capital letter Shiki. And archaic kimono-like clothes waving in a breeze. Oh, it's you, huh? Somehow the moon just seemed so inviting. I thought I'd sit here and treat myself to the watching the moon. That wasn't the real reason, but I tried to be witty. That's what I said. That's right. Today this really is a nice moon. Really, it's terrible to waste a night like this. He looked up at the sky as while he spoke, then narrowed his eyes. You don't smell of blood today, I said, looking at him. Idiot. It's not like I'm always killing things. He chuckled softly. Kimono fluttering, he slowly walked closer. This was someone I should be worried of. But for some reason, I just didn't feel that way. And cool with it, that it's you stuff, will ya? After I took all the trouble to come see you today. Finally, his feet stopped. He arrived before me. Something was different about him, I realized. Sorry. I'm glad to see you. Me too. Glad that you're looking good, Shiki. Finished with the courtesies, he sat heavily. Hey man, that's one depressed mug you're wearing, he said with a little smile, gazing into my face. You want some too? This time, he held out a bottle with 2 cups. His expression changed into a full smile. Yeah, I have some. A drink to the moon might be just the thing. Drinking isn't really my thing, but for some reason, today I felt like joining in. Oh, you said it! He handed a cup to me, then began pouring. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Now, let me. Taking the bottle, I filled his cup this time. Don't spill any! Strangely stingy. Was he like this way back when too? Unintentionally, I smiled amusedly. Disturbing punk, aren't ya? Oh, that's enough. Man, really don't spill any. I righted the bottle and capped it. Placing it to the side, I took up my cup. Well, shall we have a toast? Rolling his eyes like a child, he asked. Sounds good. What would toast to? To you and me. As he spoke, his eyes narrowed in amusement again. A truly gentle smile. Am I smiling like that too, I wonder? To childhood friends. To true friends. Cheers! Clink. We touch our cups. A reunion. That's right. This is a reunion. A little reunion ritual between 2 young men that parted 8 years ago. I'm really glad to see you again, Shiki. Who was that? You think that was capital letter Shiki? I think the twist is this is not capital letter Shiki. I bet this Nanaya Shiki. And they probably pulled the Nanaya Shiki sprite from the original Tsukihime, the main story, on a CL true ending. I think it's young Shiki. Let's get back to the story. That reminds me. He quietly spoke up. He used to play here a lot. Nostalgically smiling, he looked around. Here and there, this place was full of memories. The cherry blossoms of spring, the heat of summer, the fallen leaves of autumn, the snows of winter too. Together with him, Aki and Hisue, there were so many memories of the four of us here. Opening half-closed eyes, he turned towards me. Hey, what? Is everyone doing okay? Everyone. Me, Akiya, Hisue, probably Kohaku-san too. With a smile, I answered, Akiya has become more cheerful. Hey. Lately, you know, for better or worse, she got some friends of her own age. Always yelling at each other. That's a first for her, right? So, she made some friends. That's great, Shiki. He reached out one arm and smacked me bam bam on the shoulder. Ow, ow, ow. Hisue too. She's become a bit more cheerful. That's good. Always wanted her to smile brightly. This time he gave a satisfied smile, pouring me some sake into his cup. Pour more sake into his cup. Her blushing, smiling face is really cute. Ho ho? Eyes heavy with meaning glance at me. His elbow poked me a couple of times. Ahem. Kohaku-san! Deliberately, I cleared my throat. Kohaku? His eyes were utterly serious. She started to smile. When he heard that, his expression collapsed. With a large nod, he pushed his face into his hands and gave a great sigh. I see, I see, I see! His voice was loud and happy, and he nodded repeatedly. Are you that attached to Kohaku-san? Reacting to my question, he opened just one eye and looked this way. A smile floated around his lips. Me? To Kohaku? Yeah, that's how it looks. Yeah, that may be true. Parent and child, we both caused her all sorts of hell. Damn, this is capital letter Shiki. Of course I'd be attached to her. He finished his words with a chuckle deep in his throat. By the way, what are the white things and black things I seen going in and out of the house? White thing and black thing? I thought for a moment. White, white, white. That's Arc. The black thing is probably CL. And her church robes. I remember the cat ears. Black, black, black. The image of a giant and really dangerous weapon floated in my brain. Arc and CL Senpai, you mean? Yeah, I think those were the names. I thought so. I thought for a bit. I wonder what he's asking. Vampire? Vampire hunter? No, that's not what he means. Important friends? Mine and Akiya's. Mentioned them earlier, didn't I? As if satisfied by something, he nodded repeatedly. So, friends and rivals. Like that, huh? Rivals? Why rivals? You always liked that, Shiki. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. He gave an exaggerated sigh. Anyways, you guys are living happily, right? Yeah, it's like that, I guess. I thought about his own situation, and my heart hurt. But he didn't say even a single resentful word. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Just that and nodded. Hey. Sorry. What for? He poured himself some more sake. Before, we talked. About old friends, right? Oh, that? The image of him drinking coffee and talking about old times overlaid his current image. That's right. I remember talking about that once. That guy, how to say it? He never had anything of his own. So he looked like he never wanted anything. That was terribly aloof. Although aloof, it's just another name for lonely. That's why I couldn't help but worry about him. I think he said something like that. I was wrong. Sorry. He gave an embarrassed laugh. However, now I was thinking, where exactly was he wrong? Why? Idiot. Think about yourself. Again, he chuckled. Now I remembered. He always been like this. He was never the type to give you everything. That's why I always liked him. Blup, blup, blup. I realized he's pouring more sake into my cup. I refill his cup too. Give me a hint at least. Yeah. Somehow this sake just hits the spot. Okay then. It's me. Huh? Think about the rest yourself. Laughing, he puts his cup down next to him, then lay flat on the ground. I too quaffed the contents of my cups, but put it aside and lay down. To my flesh body, the ground felt pleasant. Under my back came rustling and early falling leaves. Ah. I can hear my own sigh echoing around me. Looking up, the whole wide starry sky. What's with you? That's depressing. He laughed. I too started laughing. Why? I don't know, but it was funny. Ha 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 ha. Together, laid down, we laughed. Don't know why, but I just couldn't stop. Why are you laughing? You're laughing too. For a little while, we just kept laughing like that. How much time passed, I wondered. Eventually, our laughter paused. A pleasant tiredness and a kind of ennui. Hey, a voice. A serious voice, unlike any before. What? Naturally, my voice sharpened too. I wonder what he's going to say. Don't worry about it anymore. Those were the words I at least wanted to hear. Stop. Why? This was. Don't say anything more. Why not? Rather, he was just my dream, right? Dream. My dream. A product of my mind, a convenient phantom, of an impossible and long lost past, of a present that can't be wiped away, and of a future that could never come to be. A future I closed off with my own hands. What do you think that? He was still chuckling. Why, huh? That's because you're trying to cheer me up. That's right. That's what he's doing. Because you're not you, I know. Him from 8 years ago, maybe. But the present him is not someone to speak kind words to me. Because he's an unabashed mass murderer. So, you can't escape. You can't accept the current me isn't a butcher? To tell the truth, no. Can't even think of me as a ghost whose sanity returned when he died. He gave a twisted smile, holding one hand to his eyes, the other out in front of him. He laughed. Still so young, yet so ingenuous. Just normal, I think. Normal. This should be normal. No matter how much you call it self-defense, that person whose future was sealed with my hand would say to me, don't worry about it. If this isn't some convenient dream, then just what is it? Okay then. How about this? He sat up and looked down at me. What do you think of the world? The world? Yeah. Do you think reality is wonderful? Or, what do you think there's no proof that this actually exists? Reality, huh? The everyday world I live in. Can I really prove that it actually exists? And if everything were an illusion? That's what I think is reality would be in truth, be a hallucination and quite distant from true reality. Is what I see with my eyes reality. And that's what I hear in my ears reality. Or maybe. No one can prove that reality is reality. Well said. In other words, the world exists inside of people. Understand so far? I nodded. My gaze still pointed to the sky. By the way, do you dislike Buddhism? Nah, I don't dislike it. Don't dislike it, but don't particularly like it either. Modern Japanese usually don't think much religion much, as long as it doesn't hurt them, right? Not that it matters. The Buddhists have a saying. All things are first in the mind. As the foundation of the mind, they come from the mind. In other words, our world exists only in your mind. The world only exists in a mind? The world, people, everything else are in your mind. That means what I'm seeing and hearing is not just a product of my imagination? That's right. That's a good thing you're smart. Added to sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch, the five awareness that rules the physical human senses, five senses. In the surface human consciousness are the deeper mentalities of manas, or self-awareness, and alaya, the root of consciousness. These 8 mental functions form everything in the world. Or so they say. Unfamiliar words. As for an explanation. Manas? Alaya? Yeah, those two are so-called deep mentalities. Mana is the subconscious that influences the surface consciousness. That stream of consciousness thing. Alaya is, yeah, it's the source. Source? Yeah. Everything that's ever happened to that human. Things seen and heard, a gathering, collection of all those things. It's the thing that provides impetus, motive to the other 7 mental function. To sum it up in one word, it's the act. Act. Of course, those 8 functions don't have a fixed shape. They interfere with each other, and each situation shaped the ones after it. Right then, something seemed to flicker in my heart. And one heart is formed like that then. Inversion impulse. The thing that inverted him was his own. That's right, Shiki. What was inverted in my heart was most likely Alaya. Inverted Alaya. Inverted acts. The remaining 7 unchanged. Only the impetus inverted. And those 7 were dragged along. All those mental functions formed the next act. And the act was, for him, there was no going back. I see. You understand? Yeah. I understand both this world and you. But I still don't know if you're the real you. I understood that everything might be a dream. I understand that happened to him too. But I still don't understand why this present him would appear. Even he is the real thing. Should he still be that murderer? Damn, you are slow. He ran his hand through his hair. Then he gave a single sigh. Did you forget about your own eyes? Eyes. The mystic eyes of death perception. Those eyes can see fate, especially a fated death, and the power to substantiate the final result. Eyes that see death won't see anything, right? If your eyes were truly the mystic eyes of death perception, then yeah, that'd be true. He closed one eye, then looked at me. Have you ever thought that? Makes sense, doesn't it? Opening his closed eyes, he waved his hands and stood. Because you are you. Because you are your eyes. And because you've been exposed to death for so long, you gain the ability to substantiate the very concept of death. Because of that exposure to death, the me that is my eyes can understand death. In other words, my eyes aren't strictly the mystic eyes of death perception? Yeah. Come on, you've seen Akia hair, right? Akia hair. The hair that can absorb anything. That crimson far deeper than merely red. Crimson hair. Yeah, I've seen it. Your eyes were originally eyes like that. That's something you should be saying, though. He slowly turned around. His expression tightened, his eyes shone unhesitantly. Seeing him like that, I was overcome with shock. You're talking a lot today, I finally muttered. He gave a twisted smile. And with a great exaggerated waving of arms and body, he dropped into a begging pose. This is just your convenient dream, right? Let me do what I want. That's right. Unconsciously, my own face relaxed. What do I think I'm doing, getting this involved in a dream? Anyways, if your eyes are those eyes, then you might be able to understand the concept of me as well, is what I'm saying. Understanding come to me. And the me you know is from which time? I can feel my complexity, tied up thoughts beginning to unravel. So that's it. I knew my face was smiling. Probably the you from 8 years ago. Right. That's exactly it. And that me you met before had it as a base. I already knew that answer. The concept of you that I was projecting. Correct. I am Shiki. Without a doubt, I am Tohno Shiki. Wait, is he Shiki from 8 years ago? Or is he Shiki from 8 years? Is he capital letter Shiki from 8 years ago? Now I'm confused, bro. I think he's still capital letter Shiki. I am the Shiki that was born from Shiki. Hold up. What the fuck? You lost me now. The human called forth from my Tohno Shiki mentality. Oh, he's probably the capital letter Shiki. Born from Shiki wish of meeting his long lost friend from 8 years ago. I think that's what it's saying. I hope I'm right. That's what he is. So he's saying, That's why, Shiki. He closed his eyes, then put a hand on his hip and turned his face to the sky. Take a deep breath. He smiled. An amazing smile. The memories of those days began to stir in my mind. We assume that it's convenient for you then. Slowly his eyes opened. Eyes filled with strong will. I have it inverted, right? Yeah. If this isn't just a dream, that is. What a picky guy you are. Beyond those words, he was laughing amusedly. I wonder what sort of face I'm making anyway. I sat up, and like that, leaned against the adjacent trees. Anyway, since you can't tell which it is, why not go the way that's more fun? That's just the way you are. But you know, he stopped short there. For a little while, he was wordless. Shouldn't he say it or not? Probably something like that. The Shiki that would want to see you, well, that'd be me, right? A little embarrassedly, he smiled. A bit of mysterious and amiable smile. It conformed to a smile from a distant golden days. I looked at his smile. Clumsily, it's not something to cry about, you know. Let the tears flow. Was I sad? Of course. Was I happy? Of course. Why? Because this was what I wanted. Even if it's just a dream? Of course. Because even when I lost this, I couldn't cry. Why are you crying? Even while crying, I was laughing. I couldn't control my own heart. One after another, the tears overflowed. I raised my head and wiped away the tears with my hand. I realized that he, too, was hiding his face. Aren't you crying too? Face hidden, he didn't answer. His long hair was waving oddly. His shoulders, too, were shaking a little. Drip. Shining in the moonlight, a single drop fell. He wiped tears away with his hand, then looked back at me. We laughed. For a long, long time, we laughed. But at the same time, the tears kept flowing. There was probably only one reason for the tears. The tears should have flowed long ago. For him, when he was killed. When he killed me. For me, when he died. And strangely, the two of us that should have been parted by death were here, face to face. Just earnestly laughing, crying, and then. Amidst my many jumbled feelings, I could no longer understand anything. There was one reason for the tears, but there were countless other feelings intervening. But I think that was the relief I longed for such a long, long time. The two of us right now must look laughable to other people's eyes. But that doesn't matter. The truth about people tends to be shameful, after all. Hallucination, a dream, or even if it's laughable. Because I finally found the truth. And that's how I finally cried for his death. I don't think this is a fan-made, this not the English, translation team. I think this is real, bro. It's too good. And it has a lot of lore. And the first time Shiki cried for Shiki. I realized that at some point, the moon had almost disappeared from the sky. It seems like we spent a long time talking. The moon. Yeah, we're still looking up at the moon. It's about time for me to go. As he spoke, he walked to my side. Along the way, he glanced into the sake bottle he was holding. Looks like it was empty, since he quickly lost interest in it and placed it at his feet. Finally, may I ask one thing? Unusually for him, he asked her discreetly. Since I had no reason to refuse, I agreed. Sure. What? Last time we met, you said that it wasn't us that were twisted, but the world that was twisted, but... Yeah, that did happen. Although that time I was Nanaya, and I think I was mostly being dragged along by his consciousness that I was bound to. But I do remember the conversation about the world being twisted, in some comparison to German boxer dogs. What do you yourself think, Tohno Shiki? I was a little surprised. Probably realized it too. Nah, given that this is him, he obviously understand. Why? Well, that's because he's my friend. The answer was obvious. Back then, we were the ones that were twisted. Why? Because right now, we're the boxers. People can't accept survival of the fittest. I believe that. All lives are equal, and I believe in the right of the people to live. However, in the real world, it's sad, but that survival of the fittest attitude prevails. To escape that strife, people form groups. Of course, that's not the only reason people gathered. Because being by yourself is lonely. Sheep have herds. Once there was a wolf that wanted to make friends with that sheep. To do so, that wolf had to obey the rules of the herd. If the wolf should follow the rules of wolves while amongst the herd of sheep, then the herd itself would collapse. That wolf, in the end, would not be able to befriend the sheep. However, even should the wolf join the herd of sheep, it should never doubt that it has fangs. Trying to live while denying his own fangs would be nonsense. Because the sheep accepted the wolf. So the wolf needs to obey the rules of the sheep. Should it sharpen his fangs? Should it not sharpen his fangs? Should it be forbidden to fight with other wolves? Those are things for the sheep to decide. Eventually, there was a German boxer and hound. The boxer wanted to be friends with the sheep. Something like that. There was no way for the sheep to become boxers. Why? Because a taste for conflict or a dislike of it is a natural born from many situations. Besides, my eyes are inherently furnished power. Just like the wolf fangs. We. What group is it that we wish to belong to? No need to ask. The precious family waiting for me on the Tohno estate. That rambunctious and innocent princess, the gently smiling senpai, and that boisterous common everyday and the people in it. I have fought with vampires, so has that group rejected me? No, it hasn't. I want to be part of the group. I wish to be part of that world, and so So, after all, you won't come with us, Tohno-kun. It's not right. What? Whoa! Yumizuka Sasuke? Oh, he's talking about that group of vampires. Dang. He can't. He want to be part of that world, but he can't. That's it. That's great. He smacked my shoulder. You should always stay back there. Don't show up in this place like we did. Dang. He was thrilled from the bottom of his heart. Why can't he smile like that? Why is he trying to help me so much? Those words, so serious as to almost make me doubt. You should stay there and always protect everyone. In place of me who can't. Yeah, that's right. By all means, I will. For everyone. For him. And for my own life. That guy. How'd you say it? He never had anything of his own. So he looked like he never wanted anything. And that was terribly aloof. Although aloof, it's just another name for lonely. That's why I couldn't help but worry about him. No, that's wrong. I don't know about back then, but now it's wrong. And now I can say so. Got it? I got it, Shiki. At his words, I nodded. That's the answer he was aiming for, isn't it? Even though it was never spoken, there's no doubt. That sure is the answer he wanted me to find. Not logic. It's a person wishes. It's a person wills to live. Then, fine. He spoke. He wiped my face with the sleeve of his kimono. Don't cause so much trouble, Shiki. His face was calm. It's time. I got to go, he said regretfully. He straightened up and smoothed out his kimono. You can't stay a bit longer? I want to talk just a bit more. Nope. Can't you hear? The voice is calling for you to awaken. He posed with a hand cupping his ears. No good. I can't hear anything. When I mentioned that, he just smiled. But in the end, all this. Is this all a dream? Don't get so worked up about it. He was amused. Excuse me. Excuse me. But only I can hear that voice. So, it could be a lie, you know? Ha 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 ha. He laughed. Man, what a punk. Well, I'm going. Later. Tossing off a short farewell, he casually walked out of the clearing. I almost chased him, but I didn't. For some reason, my very drowsy body wouldn't move. Will we meet again? I could only manage a strained voice. Who knows? Won't we? He didn't turn around. If this is a dream, then we can meet again soon. But if this is real, then it'll have to wait until you die. Oh, dang. The afterlife. Is that what he's trying to hint? Maybe. I was growing sleepier by the moment. Yeah, that's right. Oh man, I'll give you a big hint. A hint? I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. My consciousness was fading fast. His voice was going distant. Yeah. I talked about Buddhism earlier, remember? The official title of that was Yuishiki, which means there's nothing but the mind. Did you know that? Can't answer, huh? Ah well. Then a gift. I got a message for you. Bye-bye, Tohno-kun. Thank you, and see you again someday. No way! You think that's Sasuke message? Right? When I think of bye-bye, Tohno-kun, I think of Sasuke, because he called him Shiki, right? Does he call him Shiki? Doesn't really call him Tohno-kun. That's Sasuke message. Damn, she's dead, dude. I guess she did always die in the main story, huh? In Tsukihime. And she never had a route, so she's dead. I'm glad I could drink with you. Then, well, I'll be praying that we meet again, you know. Dang. The afterlife. Shiki, Sasuke. I guess Nero he was a cool dude, maybe. I don't know. I know Ro is pretty cool, though. Ro is on the other side. Dang. Shiki wanted to join that world, but he can't. Because of the Nanaya bloodline. It won't let him. Nissan! Nissan! It's alright, Akiya-sama. He's just sleeping. My Shiki wouldn't die. My Tohno-kun doesn't belong to you. He is awakening. Why can't you tell? It was all my awakening self could do to understand Akiya words. No matter how kick-ass I am, stuck in the middle of the 5 noisy people, I'll wake up. Vaguely, I opened my eyes. Right after I caught sight of my surroundings. It's alright, Akiya. It's nothing. Yawn! I give a great yawn and stretch. It looks like I'm falling asleep sitting against a tree. Surrounding me stood 5 women. Aw, they're back to normal. Akiya arm crossed in front of her, looking frantically worried. The winds ruffled on her pair of clothing that matched the early autumn. Facing me, the struggling impatiently, was Ark. As noisy as ever. Holding back that Ark with great effort was Sia-senpai. She was truly a matar. Hisa was kneeling by my side, asking how I felt. That conscientiousness made me happy. Kaguya-san, after smiling brightly at me, tucked back the sleeves of her kimono and began tidying up the sake bottle as we got to have fallen nearby. What a perceptive person she is. Like this, running away again would be too much trouble. Isn't that wrong? No, it's too much trouble. It's not that here now. It's where I should be. Akiya. The word face. I noticed that unusual change that the usual wouldn't have seen. I slowly stood. Akiya. I walked closer and placed a hand on her head. Nissan. Red face, her eyes widened, and my unexpected action. It made you worry, huh? I'm alright, so don't look like that. Isn't your beauty going to waste like that? I wasn't worried about anything, Nissan. Buffing out her cheeks, she pouted. Is that right? Even while I said that, I started patting her head. Ah, she was dumbstruck. The others. There are others I caused trouble for. Giving Aki a last smile, I turned to Hisue. Looks like I caused even more trouble for you, Hisue. It was nothing. That's for always helping me, Hisue. I'm grateful. Huh? Blushing, Hisue turned her face away. Did I say something strange? Hey, Shiki-san, you're embarrassing Hisue-chan. Kawako-san spoke up to help Hisue. Embarrassing? Yes! Are you still half asleep? Kawako-san's eyebrows drew together as she pointed. Something weird is happening. No way. Just delivering a little message. Did you have an unusual dream? Dream? Dream. That's right. I did have some sort of very important dream, I think. I can't remember. It was something. I think I met someone in that dream. Probably. I dreamt. Was it a pleasant dream? She smiled brightly. A dream image as warm as a smiling face. Yeah, a good dream. Confidently, I answered. Thank her. Thanks, Kawako-san. Huh? Why am I thanking her? Huh? At the same time, she spoke. I looked and I saw a single tear on her cheek. The expression was her usual smile. Of course, it wasn't a fake smile like it once was. What's wrong with me? She pulled out a handkerchief and wiped away her tears. Then she held her hands to her chest and thought, I think I once remembered something, bud. She shook her head. But expression seemed to show that she couldn't remember. But in response to the smile, no, it's because of that smile that she had those tears. I realized. In the corner of her eyes, more tears glittered. Shiki, you're a little weird. Yes, you are. Ark and Seo Senpai spoke. With that, Ark all of a sudden, Senpai too. I spoke unhappily. But I wasn't actually upset. Then I started chuckling. See? I see. Ark pointed at me, and Seo Senpai put a hand to her cheek, a little confusedly. And a greeting for them too. Isn't it right to be strange? I'll be counting on you two from now on too. Right about then, I began to understand myself. There was something in my mind, and it was causing me to do something. But I felt no discomfort. It was just like that earlier dream, a warm feeling. But it was quickly falling apart. Soon it returned to being buried deep inside me. Then, anyway, smirked. They smiled. Shall we begin with the consecration? Or should we hit him with the scripture of yours? Wait a minute, what? Wait! What do you two think you're doing to me? What? Well, you know. Right. This is bad. It's no good. I take back what I said. I decide to flee. Ark and Seo Senpai continue to discuss something. I wouldn't have another chance. At great speed, I ran off. Full power I ran, without looking back. I paid no attention to the rattling noise from behind me. If you got time to worry about that, then run, Tohno-shiki! Shouting to myself, I ran. The autumn winds felt good on my cheeks. My shoulder cut the wind. The leaves of the tree flowed through my sight. Through the leaves, I could see the stars twinkle, foretelling the imminent coming of dawn. Not like I'm going to get away. It may be meaningless, but it's just that this is my world, I think. Even if it's not nothing amazing. I'm happy. Really happy. Isn't it? Yeah. From my heart, I really think so. So, I told that thing in my mind. That's it. Oh! What the hell was it? Oh, it's not it. I'm going to say, whoa! Someplace, some wind. Two people stood watching in distant scenery. No way! Sasuke! Then Sasuke really did die. Sasuke in capital letters Shiki. One was a young man wearing something like a kimono. The other was a girl wearing a typical high school uniform. Then that's so sad. That's really sad for Sasuke. Was that message good enough? Yep. Thank you, Tohno-san. I knew it. It's capital letter Shiki. In the scenery they were looking down on was the shape of their young friend still being chased. Ah, quit it! But that idiot in the end, he still thought I was just a dream. Dang, it was the afterlife! He had a near-death experience again. A twisted smile floated across the young man's face, and he looked a little annoyed. You are just content with being seen. Someone like me. Looking at him, she spoke reproachfully. Puffing out her cheeks, she looked discontentedly up at the young man. So, I guess that Shiki consciousness wasn't enough to see you. You see someone that shouldn't be there. Some sort of information is necessary. Why? Because it's necessary for other senses to compensate for the information that should have originally belonged to the 5 bodily senses. Yeah, just 2 days. Holding a hand to the heart in a reminiscing gesture. Dang, she only had 2 days to interact with Shiki. Just what was going through that heart? Chagrin, regret, sorrow. From the Lancer Festival up till today, I tried so hard. A ghost, huh? How convenient. The young man earnestly muttered. But it's alright, because I'll always be waiting here. Surprisingly, her face was clearer when she raised it again. And her face was a smile, lively enough to make one feel that way. Is that so? Convenient then, being a ghost. The young man laughed in satisfaction. His last word was resolve. Should you be laughing there? She pointed out with a cool seriousness. I heard you when you were late like young woman, bud. He said a bit embarrassedly. She teasingly laughed. Just where I was mistaken. Ha. He regretfully sighed. Probably from the beginning, she said with another laugh, then looked once more to the world below. He nodded and also looked down. For some reason, the two of them seemed to be having fun. Well, next time be more careful, okay? Yeah, I certainly will. No way. Scenario Takahaya! Clap for that, bro. That was really good, bro. Takahaya! That was really good. I really like that. I think that might be my favorite side story, even though it's not written by Nasu. I want to think this is the true ending of Tsukihime. At least the old one, not the remake. So as Tsukihime as a package, right? The main Tsukihime, Kagetsu Tohya, and Tsukihime Fan Disk. I think the special story Drinking Dreamy Moon, I think that's the ultimate ending for the entire series. Because this is the first time that Shiki cried for his BFF, bro. His best friend from 8 years ago. Dang, this shit's making me tear up. I'm not gonna lie. Dang, it's kind of sad. That's really sad. And then it makes me sad too about Sasuke. She really did die. Right? In every route, Sasuke's dead. Dang. She never lived, dude. She's dead. So Shiki and Sasuke's watching Nanaya. Let's call him Nanaya for less confusion. From the heavens. And while the 5 girls, madly in love with him, chased him. And because they're all Yandir, if they catch Shiki, he's dead. Is this the Ayara? I kind of want to look at some of the art, but some don't have hentai, so I can't look at it on stream. But this looks like Clannad, doesn't it? Reminds me of it. I wonder if this Clannad artist. I might look at the art later. But yeah, with Drinking Dreaming Dream, I think that's a really perfect ending for Tsukihime. Of course, there's still Melty Blood. I might play it. I mean, she's right there, bro. Shion's looking at me. So, but I think Special Story Drinking Dreamy Moon, I think that's, to me, even though it's not written by Nasu, at least to me, right? I think that's the fitting ending of Tsukihime. Where all the 5 heroes are chasing after Shiki, and Shiki, his closest friends, right? Sasuke and other Shiki, capital letter Shiki, are looking at him from the heavens. They'll be waiting for him in the afterlife. It's a perfect ending. So with that, we can finally press endgame. GG's Tsukihime. And now we'll move on to Melty Blood with that note. And then we'll also, after Melty Blood, we'll move on to the remake. Well, before the remake, we gotta play the prologue, right? So we're going to play the prequel, Melty Blood Type Lumina. Melty Blood Type Lumina is the prequel, a Tsukihime remake. So we're going to play Tsukihime Melty Blood to wrap everything up on the Tsukihime series. And then we're going to restart from zero. We're going to restart from zero with the remake. And this time, Melty Blood Type Lumina, that's the prequel this time, not a sequel. It's a prequel. And then we'll play Tsukihime remake. I'm thinking I did a test stream. I tested by myself. Not a test stream, but a test recording of me playing Tsukihime remake. And I was like pretty much trying to like translate it. It's really hard to explain it to you, right? Because they're talking too. So I feel like it won't be enjoyable as for the viewer experience to read it in Japanese. I think I prefer to wait. I can wait, right? I already been spoiled to death. I already been spoiled, so it doesn't matter if I wait now anymore. But I can wait for the English translation just to make it better for the viewing experience, than rather just playing Japanese. If I play Japanese, then I play it for myself. But if I play it in English, then it's for you guys. And I prefer to save it, right? Save my first, right? First for you. But with that, that's GG's on Tsukihime as a whole. And we're going to move to Melty Blood. So appreciate everyone that stopped by. It's been cool. Laters. Bye.